we actually had a little boy. We had to develop some kind of person-to-person rapport with him so that he would be able to feel comfortable. He had, so many surgeries before he was even 5 years old. He was born with lots of problems, had surgeries up until that time. So whenever he came in, he was terrified, A, that we were in scrubs, we wore gloves, we looked like the people at the hospital. We were gonna give him a shot and he wasn't excited about that. Well, his dad told us that he loved the Power Rangers. And so he would come in and the first thing that we'd do is ask him what happened on the latest, episode of Power Rangers that he watched. And then we tried to translate that sort of conversation into everything that we did when we sat him down into the chair. So when he would come in, we would tell him that Rita Repulsive, the bad guy or bad girl in Power Rangers, was in his teeth and we had to get her out of his teeth. So when we gave him the anesthetic, we told him it was the Red Ranger Power Sword and he would let us give him the shot. We told him that Zordon, the man who gave the Power Rangers their power, had set up his mouth and we had to get it ready for battle, and that's how we got the rubber dam in his mouth. With the high speed and low speed drills, we told him it was the Power Rangers weapons, like the power daggers and the power axe. The tooth is prepped with a high speed to break through the enamel, and then the slow speed is actually used to remove decay. If it is an interproximal surface, so like mesial incisal or mesial or distal, you have to place a clear matrix strip between the teeth so that nothing sticks to its neighbor. And with the matrix strip, we told him we didn't want Rita Repulsive and her henchmen, the Dark Rangers, to spread to his other teeth. And with the primer and bonding agent, we told him that we were getting ready to morph his teeth into stronger material so we could keep Rita out. Depending on what material is being used by the office, you're going to use a etch primer bond system. We use a popsicle, we call it a popsicle system, and all three of those items are combined into one material. So you place that etch primer bond to condition the tooth to actually take the composite resin so it sticks. So once that is placed, first layer, you actually air dry it and thin it with a very slow, very light, just passive air. Then the second coat is put on and you cure it for 10 seconds. And that is what actually makes the composite material stick to the tooth. So, oh, look at this cool Power Ranger light. This is the Mighty Morphin light. Next step is to actually put the composite into the restoration and shape it. After the material is placed into the restoration space, it's shaped and then cured. And the curing lights now, the new LED lights, only about 2 to 3 seconds per surface. Here, we're still using the old guys, and so it's 20 seconds per surface. You can never over-cure a composite, but you can under-cure, and if it's under-cured, it can break, crumble, or you can get recurrent decay underneath the new restoration. After that has been placed, it's time to shape it. So you take out the matrix strip. When we removed the matrix strip, we told him it was to make room for the final battle. The coarse and the fine discs were the final battle. And you're going to start with 2 discs. One is a coarse disc and one is a medium disc. And those are used in the slow speed handpiece to actually shape the restoration. Once it is shaped, they actually use what's called a finishing strip, which is a sandpaper strip that is used between the contacts of the teeth if it is a mesial or distal contact involved, that's used to smooth that so that you don't have an area that catches floss or you get like chicken or food stuck. So they clean that out really good and smooth that down. Once that's done, you check the bite. So using articulating paper, you have the patient bite on the articulating paper, check and make sure the bite is good. Adjust as needed with the 2 first discs. Once the bite is great, you go back and you finish up with 2 more discs that are a fine and an extra fine. Full mouth rinse, done. The finishing strips and the floss were to make sure that Rita Repulsa was really gone. Rita was finally gone, but we used the articulating paper to see if there were any more dark grinders still hidden in his teeth. We of course found a few more and had to do another small battle. Then we cleaned his mouth out to get rid of all of the battle debris. And he loved it. He sat still and actually said he wanted to come back to the dentist when he was done.